Ah, did it. Ugh. Ugh. Hi. Okay. Ugh. Hi. His friend. Isn't that great? Okay. Ugh. Hi. His friend. Isn't that great? Okay. Ugh. Hi. Okay, so. Look at all my stamps I have now. Look at them all. I have so many stamps. Because this box came with them. There's so many. I'm not sure if you understand how many stamps there are. $40 worth of stamps. Ugh, but that's not important. Because the important part is in this box right here. Because in this box is the tiniest fairy ever. So here's her little wings. Aren't they sweet? They're super cute. Oh, look, she came with a wig. She came with this ridiculously itty bitty tiny wig. Isn't that nuts? I'm gonna go through all the stuff nobody cares about first. To just really create the tension. The Soom owner's guide. Lovely, lovely. Ugh. Here is tiny magnets and little S-hooks for her wings and of course her feet. Little bit of string. And of course, the very important thing is the certificate of authenticity. Very important. That way everybody knows I am not a cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay. might be wondering to yourself, but Geoffrey, why do you have Jordan here? And I'm gonna tell you after I show you these tiny feet, which are just so cute. I can't handle these little fairy feet. I love it. I love everything about little fairy feet. About to show you why I have a little guy here. Little guy. Kind of a big guy. So here's him. And here's the bag that she came in. So, if you can just see, this bag is as tall as he sits. But that's not the best part. Because the best part's inside the bag, obviously. Because here is a little fairy. Look at her. This is her head. That's how big her head is. And I feel like the scale is somewhat lost when we don't compare it to something. So, of course, who better to compare her to than Jordan here. This is the smallest. Look at how small she is. She's so little. She practically disappears. Practically vanishes next to him. That's ridiculous. This camera doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to be. There we go. So of course, you also get a romantic head. Just got the smallest little slits I've ever seen. Here's this tiny magnet holding her head together. And on the inside, of course, it says the gem. Which is pretty exciting. That's so small. And I can't handle how tiny she is. And actually, I don't know if this will fit her bosoms, but a Monster High doll for all my Monster High friends out there. Yo, what's up? Come on, come out of there. Just because I needed some clothing, but she's got quite bigger top than these guys do. So maybe I should have gotten Barbie clothes, but I'm sure it's fine. Oh, I hate these things. There we go. You're fine. Oh, this ties. Oh, you just. Lovely. There we go. They're kind of cute too. That's the only reason I grabbed you was so I could take your dress off. Sorry, it's true, but it's true. I don't know if this will fit on you though, little fairy. It'll be way too small, even with how tiny you are. That way, she's not naked anymore. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. I don't know. I don't like having naked dolls sitting around. Just something about it. I feel like they deserve a bit of dignity. Yeah, it's too small for you, but hey, whatever. At least you're not naked anymore. So there. Now she's got. Now she's got a monster high doll. Bit of hang on. Oh, am I not being loud enough? I tend to talk very quietly when I'm muttering to myself like a lunatic. But I gotta get her under this camera here. Look at her. Her legs are not double jointed. They're just single joints. And that they have this little notch piece to them, and they're connected via the actual leg bit. Which of course means you have to take this piece off. Which is why they gave you the string. And then there's her little head. I do have a pair of eyes that'll fit her too. Fancy that. Because I actually got sent these by accident. Oof. There's no digging in here. I will never find anything. Here's some eyes. Oh, there they are. Now, she takes eyes this big. These tiny little eyes. 8mm eyes. Oh, you're naked. That's okay. You can be naked. You can be over there. But I just can't get over this because if we compare her to my unfortunate naked Sphinx here, because she's getting me close, so there you go. She's even smaller than the Sphinx. They're both USD-sized dolls, but it's nuts. Look at them. Look at how tiny this little fairy is. This is ridiculous. I don't feel like they should make dolls this size. It's wigging me out. They're so small. And she's got little, like, regular human proportions. She's not like a kid. I wish she'd stand really well, too. She's really well strong. Really do just stand. Oh, sorry. Excuse me, kid. Thank you. Aw, there she goes. Too bad. Oof. That was totally meant to happen. Okay, that's like this awful wig they gave her. There you go. That's... oof. It's gonna have to be replaced. Let me tell you what. That looks like a real mess. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. Oh dear. That's a mess. You're a mess. You're already here, and you're already a mess. Who did that to you? Who did that? Oh, there we go. This is her other wing. Everything is wrapped in a lot of bubble wrap, let me tell you what. I will be getting rid of bubble wrap for days. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So there's this wing, right? There's this little piece here. And in fact, holding it, it actually moves. So you can have it in different positions. That's quite interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, that's cute. It's a clever little idea. It's very clever, these companies. Very clever. Little dolls. Don't have any magnets yet in because I haven't put none in yet. She also comes with little black caps there. You can see. Put in her back when you're not, you know, when them. It's quite nice of them. I quite like that. Oh, she's so small. Such little things. As far as seams and stuff, there is a slight seam line right down this leg. And a little bit up this leg. But it's very hard to notice. And I mean, it's black resin. I'm not sure what you're going to do about that. There's not a lot to do about it, I should say, even. Oh. There we go. All the pieces, they tend to like to pull out bits because the string is so, this elastic is so thin, and her part is so small that every little movement makes them flip around and snap into place differently. It's quite interesting. Though this wig is just awful. Look at this. Look at this. It's so cheap and it feels like Barbie hair. It's that cheap, horrible, nasty feeling guff. I mean, it's kind of nice to send it with her though. I don't mind small free things. She's got a little groove in the back so she can move backwards and forwards. Moves forwards really well. It's got a lot of range of motion forwards and backwards. And her head moves pretty well. Yeah. Oh, she's so cute. I didn't realize she'd be quite this small, and I'm just so excited. So excited to see her compared to the big burly menfolk I have coming. Heck. Using Jordan as a measure, practically use switch hand here. He's like twice the size of everybody. Put your legs down, huh? There. She is like this, like, I'm not sure if you can see his hand there, but his hand is like the size of her whole body. Her whole torso is just the size of his hand. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Oh, that's ridiculous. You could practically eat her if you wanted to. That's... Oh dear. Oh no. Wow, that's really sweet. She looks fragile, but she's not actually that fragile at all. Like, she does feel pretty solid. I wouldn't say she's as solid as, like, as the Sphinx, but then she's smaller than them. So I can imagine that resin at this size, with this level of detail, it's gonna get pretty tiny. It's gonna get pretty, like, thinner than you'd expect, because obviously, I mean, as far as her head goes, you can see that the resin is actually pretty thick around, and the cap is really solid. So she looks real thin, like, she looks really fragile, but, like, moving her around, I don't feel like you're gonna break her. She does look kind of pregnant in this dress, though, you're right. Oh, I should have gotten Barbie clothes, but hey, live and learn. I may still have some Barbie clothes in my drawer. Things. Ooh, look at these. There we go. How's about some pants like these, little one? What do you think? You think you're gonna go for that? No? Maybe not. Oh, oh. These are awful. These look absolutely hideous. I don't know if they'll fit over her hips. Oh, there we go. Oh, her legs are longer than Barbie's. That's interesting. There. Now, if those aren't the greatest pair of pants you've ever seen on a doll, I don't know what would be. You can see. Absolutely glorious. She's got really cool lines to her. Bye. Little peanut joints. Oh, she doesn't actually have peanuts. It's very much a single jointed sort of deal. Those little ridges there. It's pretty much like my Angela doll, my dear mine Angela. She's like that. I think at this size, if you had a peanut joint, it'd be like that big. I don't think anybody wants to try to put together a doll like this with peanut joints so small you could lose them like entirely. Let's take this off here. Oh, this is like a tube top. It's not great, I'll be honest. Yeah, no, sure, that's fine. There. Those fit a lot better. Fun fact, Monster High clothes don't fit, but Barbie clothes do. So, there we go. There's this little tiny fairy compared to the ginormous SDs. He could crush her with his bare hands. What do you think? Big guy. Oh well. Man, that hair looks great. No, it's fine. The hair looks fine. Totally fine. Sure.